So in this new way of looking at spiritual life, we don't deny the personality, we accept every part of it, it functions. And as I said, we actually reorganize it in the best possible way, through all kinds of exercises and techniques and processes in service of the soul, in service of the greater life around you, so that everything remains harmonious, not disjointed or disconnected inside you. Otherwise you feel really, really disconnected. So we do the internal work and we do the external work of service. This idea of service is very, very important, because you could be selfish by doing the internal work and organizing your body and mind and emotion just for yourself. It's quite possible, again in this level, to be selfish, because you could say, okay, I'm going to do my bodily exercises because I feel fit, and I'm going to do my mental exercises because I will, increase my capacity. I will study these teachings because I can understand better, and that's fine. And I can do all these things emotionally because I feel much healthier for it. In other words, you could be still totally selfish and do this New Age principles purely for yourself. But you find that it won't work unless you do these things for others. You improve your personality so you can better help others. Because once you improve yourself, you are in a position to be more radiant, more helpful, more intelligent, more understanding, more wise, and more physically able to help others. If you are continually sick, you can't really help very much others. If you're lying in bed all the time and moaning and groaning and being miserable and sorry for yourself, and some mate rings up, and he says, "Ooh, I'm in trouble because my dog died and I feel in absolute crisis." Well, when you are in crisis, you say, "Well, who cares about your dog? I'm in crisis," So what the point is that by putting yourself together and being together, you are actually as a living thing which can help people around. And when you're helping people around you, uplifting whole society. So by, doing these things for yourself, apparently organizing your whole personal life in a coherent, cohesive way, you're not only doing it for yourself, but you're doing it everybody around, and whoever needs or whoever is destined for you to help. Because as I said, there's also karmas, world karmas, all kinds of karmas floating in and out around your environment. And whenever it's your time to help, you help. But you are better equipped to do that. So this is important to understand, that the way of the Aquarian age is very different from the other one. And this whole school or the whole group is geared to the way of the Aquarian age, the way of the new civilization which we're trying to bring about on the planet. So that's why you need to do all these things, and don't say, "Oh God, I have to do all this now and I have to spend all my time." Believe it or not, it's two things. If you work on your soul and at the same time you align your person to your soul, and at the same time you align your person to the world around, the environment, there's a divine magic takes place inside you. There's actually a transformation takes place which is not possible in any other way. It's somehow the light will come through you into the world. If that person is just totally self-centered and you go into a high state of meditation, you collect the divine light and it just stays inside you. It just stays in one center or another because it's not being used. So you collect the light to yourself and it shines within you, and that's where it stays, because it cannot do anything else. But when you do this way of life, when you quite consciously always on the move, helping and doing things for the group or for the others, then that light which you've accumulated actually comes through you. It comes through your emotional nature, your body nature, mind nature. It shines for others and it really helps them. It really makes a difference. You say one or two words to them, or you can tell them something very simple and they say, I haven't thought of that, and you can transform them on the spot because you allow the divine light to work through you. And it's only possible when your body, mind, emotions are service-oriented. In other words, you're open always in what we call the position of helpfulness. That's so you don't have to, seek and put your name down. Hey, you guys, I'm available 24 hours a day. Please ring me up if you are in trouble. You will be in trouble if you do that. That's for sure. It's not a kind of artificially induced situation that you put yourself on the market and say you are going to save the world. There are people still in it. This is an old Piscean idea going about saving the world. They won't be able to save the world that way. But anyhow, what the idea is that you do this work correctly in a group formation, in your merging it into your life, how it is, and at the same time refining your personality nature as much as you can through various processes and techniques, so it becomes more able to do things, more able to radiate the internal energies. Then you are standing in the way how God looks at spirituality today, how God wants us to be spiritual today, how God wants us to live the spiritual life today. And if you do that, you really begin to feel well. You won't feel conflict with society. You know that society is struggling on, and your duty to help as much as you can, because you know that people are in a state of absolute ignorance as they don't know which way they're coming and going, and therefore you know that if you are standing in your own light, you can be of service to some people somewhere along the way. People will come to you, or you go to them, or something happens which you can be of useful to them, and that's all you need to worry, or that's what you all need to concern yourself, to be in the way of helpfulness whenever it's required, howsoever required, according to your own karmic background, and so on and so on.